Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Bright Learn, where we dive deep into the stories that shape our world. Today, we're stepping back in time to explore a fascinating and often overlooked chapter in American history, the Tobacco Wars. This is a tale of struggle, resilience, and the fight for survival against overwhelming odds. So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let's embark on this journey together. Our story begins with the iconic image of the American family farm, a symbol of independence and democracy since the days of Thomas Jefferson. But beneath this serene facade lies a harsh reality. For most of American history, the majority of the population lived on the land, and yet, the life of a farmer was often one of poverty and despair. Take, for instance, J.T. and Kate Strand, a young couple from Muhlenberg County, Kentucky, in the early 1900s. They started with nothing, hoping that hard work would lead to a better life. But as J.T. famously said, "The harder we worked, the less we had." The Strands' story is emblematic of the struggles faced by countless tobacco farmers in Kentucky and Tennessee. These farmers were caught in a vicious cycle of debt and poverty, exacerbated by the financial structures that emerged after the Civil War. The tightening of the nation's money supply crippled farm families, and the emergence of the American Tobacco Company in the 1890s only made matters worse. This industrial giant monopolized the tobacco industry, dictating prices and leaving farmers at its mercy. In response, farmers in the tobacco belt of Kentucky and Tennessee banded together, forming cooperatives to challenge the encroaching industrial order. They met in churches, schoolrooms, and courthouses, pooling their resources and withholding their crops from the market until a satisfactory price was offered. This was the birth of the Black Patch War, a movement that would come to define the struggle of tobacco farmers in the region. The Black Patch War was not just a fight against low prices. It was a battle for the very soul of rural America. Farmers were defending a way of life that valued independence and community over corporate power. They were fighting against a system that threatened to turn them into landless tenants, trapped in a cycle of debt and dependency. The Tobacco Wars reached a dramatic climax in 1908 with the Burley Tobacco Society's decision to launch an unprecedented agricultural strike. For the first time in American history, farmers refused to plant a crop, demanding better prices and fair treatment. This bold move was a gamble, but it paid off. The American Tobacco Company, facing a shortage of burley tobacco, eventually relented and purchased the pooled crops at prices demanded by the farmers. The 1908 strike was a remarkable achievement, a testament to the power of collective action. It was the high point of agrarian organizing in Kentucky and Tennessee, and it remains an unprecedented victory in the annals of agrarian protest movements. But the triumph was short-lived. Internal divisions, financial difficulties, and the relentless opposition of the Tobacco Trust soon took their toll. By 1910, the Burley Tobacco Society had collapsed, and the Planters Protective Association was in rapid decline. The dream of a cooperative movement that could transform the lives of tobacco farmers faded away. The Tobacco Wars ended not with a bang, but with a whimper. So, what lessons can we learn from this chapter in history? The Tobacco Wars highlight the challenges faced by farmers in their struggle against corporate power. They reveal the limitations of cooperative movements that fail to address the underlying structural issues of agricultural credit and land ownership. And they underscore the importance of democratic decision-making and grassroots organizing in any successful social movement. The Tobacco Wars also remind us of the enduring human spirit and the resilience of those who refuse to give up in the face of adversity. The farmers who fought in the Tobacco Wars were not just fighting for themselves. They were fighting for a vision of a better world, where justice and fairness prevailed. As we reflect on this story, let us remember the sacrifices of those who came before us and the lessons they have left behind. The Tobacco Wars may have ended over a century ago, but their legacy continues to resonate today. The fight for a more just and equitable society is far from over, and the spirit of the Tobacco Wars lives on in the struggles of farmers and workers around the world. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the Tobacco Wars. I hope this episode has inspired you to learn more about this fascinating chapter in history and to reflect on the ongoing struggle for justice and equality. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and share with your friends. Until next time, keep learning and keep shining.
Visit brightlearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.